stay with the papers. Chev, I know you've got one more story, but I've also seen you've been circling away there.
Oh, but it's not nearly as interesting as what that subject matter is. And it just gives me a chance to put my glasses on, which I got from Japan actually. I can't even show you the inside of the writing on it because it's terrible. But anyway, it says thank you, Hindus worship 8-limbed baby. So, yes, and they believe it's the reincarnation of...
Lakshmi.
No, Ganesh.
Oh, Ganesh is it?
Yes, the elephant god. So it's like, it just shows you, we like to worship. We like to believe in things.
Is this recent story then?
Yes, this is.
There was one about a year ago where a child was born with 6 limbs.
Yes.
And started worshipping her as well, saying she was reincarnation.
And I think, if people want to believe in what they want to believe in, remember, a belief system is not necessarily logical. Faith is not necessarily logical. I'd like to believe that what I believe in is more logical than most people's belief systems. This is a very strange belief system. Just to believe in a baby because it's got X amount of limbs. Back in the old days, you'd call that a deformity.
Yes.
But you say it's something of what, it's like an innate need to believe.
Yes, but also you remember that in Hinduism there are 100 million different deities, and everybody wants to. This particular deity's attributes is that it's supposed to remove obstacles. Now, if you're living in a very poverty-stricken place, you want obstacles to be removed, so you're going to want to believe in things that give you, for want of a better word, luck.
Well, the other... Sorry.
Can I go with one final story?
No problem. Yeah.
Chev, the migrant story.
Yes, the migrant story. Obviously, there's a lot of migrants coming over to Europe. You touched on it a little bit. There's a lot of boats coming over. What concerns me, what I read in the newspapers today, was that the EU leaders were meeting this week to talk about it. So when I saw that, I thought, that's great. They're gonna discuss and try and sort this problem out. But when I read deeper into the story, they're actually trying to get votes to attack the people that they think are setting up, the trip. So again, they're meeting this with violence. Violence is the key for them. So somebody's going to be selling more weapons again. That's what concerns me. And another thing is, why wouldn't you let these people live anywhere in Europe? These are people from Africa, and Europe was built off the back of Africa. That's my point. So if anyone's got a right to live over here, it's the people from Africa. That's my point.
Do you want to add to that?
I totally agree. I can't even argue. The problem you've got, you see, they hate us. And
they being?
The Western world, they build up all their wealth from the backs of people of colour. They rob all these nations. They've done it historically. They write documents telling you that we are not even human. At one stage, a pig was more human based on its composite than a black person.
Wow.
So they've always done that. They see us as trying to flee a danger zone as a problem that needs to be dealt with by force. What you have to understand is, this year alone, the amount of people leaving these nations, fleeing, is 5 times bigger than it was last year, which means that they've clearly stepped up an action in the countries they're fleeing from. Now, if you can raise £10,000, up to £10,000 to come to a Western nation, remember, they don't mind if you're playing football for that same Western nation, or doing some sporting event, or getting your head knocked off. They don't care. But if you want to come here and just live, escape the danger you're coming from, they will see you as a parasite. I'm not going to sit there and target any particular political leaders, but Nigel Farage has made his whole business attacking the fact that people come to this country. And what they have to understand is, there's a policy set up in place. If you are a person who can, if you're a Pole, for example, you can come to this country, and the difficulty about the Poles is they look like them. But the problem with black people is we don't. So we're an easy target kind of thing. And if you're in a boat and you're trying to come to this country, you're not going on a P&O ferry, you're actually trying to escape a danger. And we need to be more compassionate as a race of people and understand they're not running here because of the food. They're running here for shelter and for their life.
And it's not an easy life to get in when they get here. They're locked up in these migrant centres. That's terrible. And also I need to add that what I read as well this week was the reason there's a lot of casualties right now is because when these people are seeing, for example, a British warship or an Italian warship and these people are on the boat, the reason these boats are capsizing is because the people are getting excited. And you know, if you've got 200 people on a boat excited, it's tipping them over. And these are little babies. These are little babies that are ending up in the bottom of the sea. And it's sad that, you know, they're going to have this last week of meetings, maybe another week of meetings. And yeah, now David Cameron has said he's going to send over a warship and this and that. But why are you sending over a warship? Send over the P&O ferry. You know, give the executive order. When it was the war, the Second World War, and these people wanted to escape France from the Germans, I seen every ship leave Dover. So hold on a minute. What about the African lives then? We're not as valid as them.
No.
You know, send all the ships you can send over there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Gents, I want the conversation to continue, but we are going to leave it there. Next time we'll probably discuss the UK elections. It's a big one. We can't touch it now. I've got to say thanks to Cal, to G, to Chev. Thanks for listening and watching ZeN TV.
Thank you.